Today's video covers Adam Aron buying AMC, the squeeze hint, the golden year, and more. Look at this first. AMC CEO Adam Aron buys 250,000 AMC shares at $137 on May 19, 2026. Many have been talking about Adam Aron buying AMC, and now he has. This is a bullish sign for the future. Adam Aron has been vocal against AMC, including how he couldn't acquire shares of AMC due to a requirement. Now he can. With everything that's been said, whether about the future projections, present profitability, or what we're doing, we all see that AMC has a bright future. In Q3, Q4, we'll see that growth accelerate. He ultimately bought AMC shares after all this. Many apes are delighted by this news, and we should be too, because executives like Adam Aron buying into their own firm shows confidence in the future. He recognizes AMC's future potential. Naturally, it reassures the community. I'm sure many are pleased with this news. This isn't the only factor, but it's a big one for purchasing into AMC. Multiple firms have bought AMC, as we've seen. Penn National was one of them, and now that AMC is facing a bright future after bankruptcy, we're thrilled to see what's next. With the kohrs' recent squeeze, it may show Penn Water's potential. Penn Water and Discovery buying shares are excellent things. We want to examine all of these. I think the timing is also great, especially since more institutions and Adam Aron are buying AMC. It seems like something is about to happen, that AMC will experience huge volatility and changes. It would explain why AMC stock are soaring. Remember, institutions buying doesn't mean 20 institutions buying 100 AMC shares at once. Institutions willing to buy millions of AMC shares. UBS, Penn Water, and Discovery were recently observed. All of these suggest that they're willing to acquire a lot of AMC because they see the potential and what's next. The data shows that CEO Adam had his golden years at AMC theaters from 2016 to 2019. He built AMC into the world's largest cinema chain. I think his golden years return in 2026. It kind of goes back to what I said earlier about people thinking this year will be big. Adam Aron obviously has an industry hunch. He knows how effectively certain methods work and how he can take a firm to the next level. Now that we have this opportunity again, Adam Aron seems to be taking it. We've said that AMC's past growth will happen again. Bigger, better, and more efficient this time. It will attract more investment this time. A company that is highly inexpensive, demonstrating substantial fundamental changes, and drawing a lot of investors will reveal how high AMC will go. We want that. It also discusses the recent kohrs squeeze and what they may want to do with AMC, as well as the perpetual term they bought into with $63.6 million. They're not trying to control the company, just invest. This is why I predicted big things. Past and present. AMC post-market is 147. This follows Adam Aron's purchase. However, I want to discuss what to watch out for. Remember, AMC faces constant censorship and manipulation. They want AMC to go down whenever there's good news, so they can portray it as a negative company. When Adam Aron buys AMC, we must grasp the background. It's because he'll invest in AMC. AMC's future is clear to him. Don't be intimidated by the price. We've seen AMC collapse when there was no adverse news because of algorithms storing by orders and flooding sell orders. This is what we must realize. If all 4.1 million retail investors bought 1,000 shares each, the total demand for 4.1 billion shares would exceed AMC's total outstanding shares by over 660%. Now is a good time for this. Discuss how this hypothetical case shows supply shocks, demand shocks, and forced squeezing. This is hypothetical since all 4.1 million retail investors buying 1,000 shares at once is difficult. We're seeing how that context still applies. As we stated, we may not receive a 4.1 billion share buy order, but we can obtain a big portion of that, especially given recent events. First, investors and institutions are buying AMC. Second, Adam Aron is buying AMC. Because of this, many will be bullish. Thus, this shock may occur regardless, which we should watch for. Another reason I think retail is more significant than institutions is that institutions lend out their shares. We discussed Robert Citron lending shares for a purpose. Because he lends shares, shorts buy them to find them. They buy more shares with the money, forcing the shorts to make more synthetics. This creates a vicious loop of making money and manufacturing synthetics. The pressure will happen when the synthetic pile becomes too enormous and they can't afford to find, borrow, or make synthetics. Thus, lending these shares out allows short sellers to influence AMC's price, which is irritating in the short term, but helpful in the long term. It would be better if retail bought it, but they never do. Be skeptical of my claims. Be thorough and research. The short on borrowed shares hasn't moved in AMC for 3 days, precisely like before the 2021 spike. It basically means that the data we're seeing is similar to what AMC was doing before their main shift. It's tiny squeeze. Presently, the same is happening. So, this adds to everything we discussed about AMC's future. I've said to expect huge volatility soon. Many data points are colliding right now. All of them are merging. We should see, or at least try to spot this. FTDs show another major thing. We discussed a significant increase in FTDs, as seen here. This is also shown by AMC's FTD spikes. We expect this as they need to borrow shares. We know they must find shares. We knew how many synthetics they made. AMC has the very smallest float, as discussed yesterday. But it basically talks about where we are, how many synthetics are made, and how desperate the shorts are. GameStop, for instance, is in the same scenario. First, Renaissance Technologies is buying more GameStop stock. Remember, they use computers to locate the most undervalued stocks with the best return potential and buy them. As we've seen, Charles Schwab has also expanded their position in GME, which is wonderful news. GME call purchases by Goldman Sachs are evident. XRT, which we're watching, has an all-time high short interest of 2012%. Let's quickly recap why this is crucial. First, FTD surges reflect the urgency for AMC shares because there aren't enough, but they still need to find them. This displays desperation. AMC share demand is shown. We know GME is similarly situated. Renaissance Technologies businesses like Charles Schwab and Goldman Sachs are buying GME shares, and the XRT, the ATF used to locate and short GameStop and AMC, has reached an all-time high of 2012%. All of these things are starting to add up and correlate. It's how we can use these facts to determine what's happening, how much danger these short sellers are in, and how much demand there is. When there's tremendous demand for AMC and GME shares, the squeeze price will rise into the hundreds, thousands, or tens of thousands of dollars. We also showed that GME had €4.90, 4.19 billion synthetic short interest, or 1,027% of the float. These are what we've been emphasizing for a while. Now we're witnessing it in broad daylight. It seems like these short sellers will implode. This is why the SEC may allow blockchain-based tokenized stock trading. So, this is significant. I say this because everything we have discussed proves one thing: demand for AMC and GME shares. They release blockchain-based tokenized stock about the same time. Why does it matter? First, it feels like they're hiding naked short selling, because the evidence we showed shows significant fake short interest. They're concealing it, since tokenized shares will make synthetic share tracking tougher. Because read this. The tokenized share structure allows third parties to build digital on-chain replicas of public stocks like Apple or Tesla without the agreement or cooperation of the issuing businesses. Here's the crazy bit. They can create tokens and stock shares without the entity issuing them. We see AMC undertaking these offers because they're providing shares that will go into the market or go to investors who may sell and go back. These are done with AMC's consent and supervision. We're witnessing how they can construct these shares without AMC's justification or cooperation. They can still make AMC shares. They're trying to help the nude shorts, as we discussed. We're seeing that the SEC innovation exemption for tokenized shares doesn't always eliminate dividends before many third parties, such as synthetic versions. Thus, direct dividends are typically not supplied. Historically, short sellers are paid dividends if AMC can issue them, which is why this is essential. However, if they change it and employ digital AMC share tokens, they may not be compelled